Come on. There you go, kitty. That's a good girl. Yeah. It's a collection update. Yeah. We're going to show people video games that I bought. Yes, we are. Well, that didn't take very long, but she already bounced out of here, so sorry. But you got a little bit of Melissa. Anyway, let's get to it. I got a lot of new stuff, to be honest. Like new recent releases, as you can tell from the limited run stuff or Fan Gamer. A lot of these were pre-orders, to be honest. So something where kind of slowed down on the game buying, at least in terms of like super old stuff, although we have some interesting things that I think you'll enjoy. But yeah, a lot of these were just simply pre-orders, things I had already paid for a long time ago. Because right now I'm really slowing down on the game buying. Not going super crazy, but still just picking things up casually, and that's why a lot of this stuff is new. But you know how that goes, right? Life priorities get in the way, and right now what's primarily gotten in the way is me buying more Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Me and Terrell. So Terrell got really into the TCG again in like a really big way, and he's like, you got to buy the cards again, because you know I don't want to duel myself. And we both grew up with Yu-Gi-Oh, so now I'm buying cards with him. We're building decks. First up, World of Horror right here. I always love when they give us little stickers from Fan Gamer. But yeah, World of Horror. This is such a very cool game. I have the PlayStation 4 version already. I think I did open that and put it on the shelf, or maybe it is in here. Don't remember exactly. But Fan Gamer, I got it. I got World of Horror directly from them. This is such a cool game, by the way. If you've not seen World of Horror, it's like a 1-bit sort of. It's kind of got like a dithering-esque to it, a dithering like filter to the entire game. But it's so cool looking with just the sort of presentation. And it's always sort of baffling the kind of stuff some studios will come up with in terms of how a game artistically looks. And it's just so, I don't know, you have to watch the trailer, I think, to really get a sense of what this game's trying to lay down there. But it's a very unique looking game, and I cannot wait to set some time aside to play that. But that was ordered a while ago. As for the rest of the limited run stuff, we'll dive into this one. Yeah, we're playing more Yu-Gi-Oh! Not really doing anything meta relevant, you know, since me and Terrell are kind of, since we grew up with it, we're not like sort of boomers with the game, but we're trying to like ease our way into it with the synchros, pendulums, Xyzs, links, and things like that. But we're not, you know, we're kind of taking our time with it. But we've been building a lot of decks. Anyway, the Jurassic Park collection. Picked this up, our boy MVG, modern vintage gamer over there at Limited Run with the carbon engine. Had to go pick this up for my boy, and I cannot wait to check out what they've done with these classics. And I always love these compilations anyway. It's such a beautiful thing to see all these you know, really old games compiled on, well, we saw a bunch of them on really a lot of platforms, but PlayStation 5, which it's getting to that point, you know, we've had a lot of physical video game news lately about, you know, it not doing all that well. So there's a lot of conversation surrounding the idea that, you know, we might be going into a generation where, or the next upcoming generation, I should say, so PlayStation 6, the next Xbox, that maybe we will not have optical discs anymore, because it really stops at the platform holders. The second they don't offer a disc drive, it really doesn't matter. We're not going to get physical games anymore for those platforms. So we've got Persona 3 here, Persona 3 Portable, which apparently Limited Run is saying it's only going to be through them this time around, so not going to be something where you can get it from Best Buy or whatever after the fact when they sometimes partner with other retailers. So, of course, had to get this as well, which, by the way, as I'm filming this, like Persona 3 Reload just came out, which I will be holding off on that since I'm more than certain we're just going to see a Persona 3 different subtitled game where they then throw in all the stuff that FES and Portable eventually added. But principally, this is still portable from the PSP. Anyway, back to the physical video game news. Well, never mind, because the tape on this was already broken, and I believe this one actually, okay, a lot of complaints for Limited Run because people have to wait such a long time to eventually get their games, but there we go. Got the Night in the Woods card there. Yeah, this is one waited a very, very long time for. Generally, the wait does not bother me, and this didn't really bother me either, But if we're talking about having to wait a long time for limited run releases, then my God, Night in the Woods. This one was definitely over a year. I've seen a lot of people say like, oh, I hate ordering and that takes a year, but I feel like the longest I've had to wait for a limited run order was like eight or 9 months. But that one was certainly over a year. There was like some hang-ups with that game, and obviously the studio, there's a whole different can of worms going on there. We were apparently going to get a new, I forget what it was called, a new sort of game with the same art style, same looking cat. But that was canceled. This one is from PlayAsia. And we've got, if I can get it open. Oh yeah, so I did have the, I thought I did open it before, I guess I didn't. World of Horror on PlayStation 4 as well. It's very infrequent that I double dip on Switch and PlayStation 4, but again, this game just looks so goddamn dope. I'm like, I gotta get it on both platforms, especially because some games feel right at home on Switch. Some would argue that a lot of the indies feel right at home on Switch. Indies, or even if they're backed by a big publisher, if they just look a certain way, people tend to associate that term with you know, those types of games. Love these stickers, by the way. I always love collecting stickers. But yeah, that's one where I'm like, I got to get it on both Switch and PlayStation 5. Now the Amazon orders, I can't say I'm too enthusiastic about how these showed up, but typically what I've been doing lately is I'll just sort of hold the outside of the package, and if I can just feel that there's no broken corners, then I'll save the Amazon package for these filmings. Mega Man Battle Network Legacy Collection. Waited a very long time to try and get this for not full price. The lowest I've seen it go is like $45 at the time. I think it's been lower since then to like $35, I think. But I finally jumped on it at $45, I think, because I was starting to get a little worried that, like, are we seeing like 1 or 2 initial prints of this game and that's it? Because just recently I've noticed that some copies of the Switch release are selling on eBay. I think they're actually selling for like $60, $70, like they're going up, with people not realizing that it is technically still available. At least, again, the last time I checked, so don't go too crazy when you see this uploaded and you go run to get yourself a copy or something. But in terms of availability, they should still be, you know, up. Although it depends on the retailer, and I think that's why some people are getting a little confused, because people are noticing that, like, Amazon, the one place people go to right away, like if it's not on Amazon, then they go, oh no, is it gone? Like, no, I think it's still in GameStop. I think it's still at Best Buy. Anyway, Eternites, PlayStation 5. This one kind of came and went. I didn't even realize that it came out. Or rather, the physical print, because I think there was some time delta between when it shipped on PSN versus the physical retail release, which is becoming a very common trend nowadays, is that I usually have to wait for the disc now, at least for smaller games. Big AAA publisher, they're usually doing day and date at retail, but it really is kind of funny how that's turned around, right? Is that now if you want a physical print, you're going to either be spending more money or you're going to be waiting eventually for the disc to hit retail. Next game we got going on here, oh, Metal Gear Rising Revengeance. This was kind of an unusual one. This was one of those things where, like, I think it was Wario64, it's usually him where he puts this stuff up, and it was just so random, like it just popped up, 13 something bucks, $15. It was not a lot of money, but it was like a new listing on eBay, and I thought, well, why don't I go for it, see if I get a, you know, new black label actually shipped to me. That's what it appeared as though that was what was going to show up, and so yeah, got this one. Still, you know, occasionally buying for PlayStation 3, even though that's the one platform that I feel I've got pretty good coverage on. But you'll see I think it's one of these boxes. Actually, we've done a lot so far. Let's check out our magazine from the Video Game History Foundation, our monthly magazine. Let's see if we get a cool classic one. I'll take an early thousands like Game Informer one too. Oh, EGM. We got our boy Blasto on the front cover. 1,000 greatest tricks, cheats, passwords, codes, and more. Certainly something you're not going to see in today's climate of video games where cheat codes aren't really a thing anymore. Although debug menus are still just as fun, but very cool to see that. We've also got Street Fighter 3, Marvel vs. Capcom, Diablo. It looks like it's just a big issue for for cheats and things like that. So pretty cool to have that in print, even though I could easily just probably see that stuff on GameFAQs. All right, I think it's this one for the very cool, interesting PlayStation 3 game, which I more than likely had to use that as the YouTube title and thumbnail. We have to have some kind of hook nowadays for videos, so sorry I lured you in with that one. Now Melissa has returned to walk all over the debris, because I do not ever have to buy this cat any sort of play toys, because the best toy for her is trash. Oh, look at that. They gave me midday specialty coffee drip bags. So this came from South America, and that's actually really interesting. That's cool. I like coffee too. Look at that. I don't think we're ever gonna see something like that show up on these, but hey, I don't know. You want to see me unbox more useless shit? I've been buying Yu-Gi-Oh cards. You want to see me open those? Probably not though, because I need those to deliver Terrell a can of whoop ass. We have a phone call from my mother. Hang on, folks. All right. Anyway, back to video games. We have a very unusual PlayStation 3 game that I'm quite certain a large majority of you probably have never seen before, although those PS3 faithfuls, I'm sure you do know what this is. This is the Next Level, brand new. This is, now as far as I understand it, it was only ever available in South America, and this is one of the few, or dare I say one of the only ways you can get on disc, I believe, a full pain game, alongside Wipeout HD. Yeah, full game, advanced stereoscopic 3D technology, same with Super Stardust. It's only a demo for Pacific Rift, and it says download these free stereoscopic 3D games and demos. It says demos, so I'm curious as to which one, or which two are the demos. Because I don't have this, right? I've never actually used this before or put it into a PlayStation 3. It was always kind of on my radar, but they don't show up very often. Obviously, it's a little pricey if you want to get one of these things. But it's something where to have those digital games printed on disc, you know, with the impending eventuality of the PlayStation Store on PS3 or Vita, you know, at some point closing, I can't picture they're going to stay up forever, but wanted to grab this. And I hate that I'm displaying it here because I know that's going to do something to that market for these things, but just throwing it out there that this is a very cool thing that I've been meaning to grab for a long time, so I was happy to get this, because again, in terms of availability, I believe it was only in South America, but the games are still printed in English, so not really sure what's going on there, but I'll be interested to dive into that and check out what's going on with that bad boy. Anyway, moving on to our next game. I'm struggling to remember what the remaining things in here are. Always a little cautious cutting the top of these boxes when they're like that. A good shipper would cover the top of it. Oh, that was very close. Look at that. Fantavision 2020X for PlayStation VR 2. This is a PSVR 2 game that was only available from a pre-order on this, like, I don't even remember the website. I've never actually ordered from them before, but they had the pre-order for this, and I think it was only limited to 1,000 copies. But definitely keeping my eye out for PSVR 2 games that are printed on disc. Very far and few between with those games, so happy to have that. Also a PSVR 2 launch title, so it was actually cool to see that game get a physical print. And Fantavision as a PlayStation IP, I think that's the only Sony game that's got a PSVR 2 print. Also, never package or ship your games like this where it's right up against the game around all corners. That means anything hitting the corner going to damage it. I do not ever enjoy seeing games shipped like this, but this one seemed to show up in good shape. If I can get it free here. More in theme with what I mentioned with the 3D logo and demo disc game. We've got iCreate. It is indeed a game, well, an application that was printed on disc. And here it is. These are a lot cheaper. So you can find a handful of these. They were only available in I think there's 2 or 3 different printings, I think, but this one is from, I want to say Europe, but there's no rating for the game, so I don't remember exactly, but either way, something where I wanted to get iCreate on disc as well, because it's something where it's only available on the PlayStation Network on PlayStation 3. All right, we got 2 more things to look at here. Here it is, all the way from Japan. A Japanese copy of Pokemon Heart Gold for the 3DS in box. Of course, I had to go for in box. Now, I know what you're thinking. Come on, Ryan, what are you doing here? You're going for a mainline Pokemon set in NTSC. You're still missing a few games there. They're very expensive. What are you doing grabbing Japanese copies of games that you already have in English? Now, I'm not going for a Japanese set. I will confirm this right now. But it's something where I'm trying to get more playtime in on Japanese games, working on my own personal Japanese, my reading comprehension, and it's just something where I wanted to play this in Japanese. So that's why I only went for this particular copy. Now, I actually have Silver, Crystal, Gold in Japanese. I have Ruby in Japanese. And those were things that I just kind of grabbed haphazardly. I wasn't necessarily, again, going for a full set. But in terms of what I want it to play, I want to play this. So I will be playing that, or I will be playing this periodically throughout the coming days, weeks, however long it takes me to get through. Because it is in Japanese, it's going to take me 3, 4, 5 times as longer than it typically would. But happy to jump in. And of course, even though I want to play it, I had to get the complete box because it's sexy, is it not? All right, final game here. Final game. Final new game from our good old corporate overlords at Amazon, with their usually easy to rip packaging. We have my PSVR 2 copy of The Last Worker, which also was a somewhat recent release. Very well received PSVR 2 game. Well received VR game in general that got a PSVR 2 version. And it is on disc, which you know that gets me really jazzed up. All right, there is everything laid out, and we are very heavy this time around on modern PlayStation and not much else. I mean, I don't consider PS3 old, but we've got 3 there. DS, the oldest thing here. Did I mention World of Horror was Japanese? I feel like I didn't say that before. That is something where the PS4 version had a physical print only in Japan. Well, I'm pretty sure that was the case. And the English is either on the disc or you can download it from PSN. Not playing that one in Japanese, or at least I don't intend to. Okay, but that's, I think we covered everything. So, yeah, just not really buying a whole lot of retro right now. I don't know, I'm sure I'll get around to it maybe later this year. I'm more than certain that will happen. I just can't promise when we'll do another one of these. But, yeah, just buying a lot of cards, so, you know, booster boxes, ripping packs, actually building decks and stuff, which has been a lot of fun. So I'm not sure when you'll see another one of these, but I'm sure we will do it again at some point. But until then, that is it. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in my next video. You take it easy.